Hello guys, OCS back again. Alpha Smurf, he's back again, but this time around I will be talking about something more technical, about familiar. What is the best way and most efficient way to train your familiars to build out the buildings, the building composition, the mystic spires, the springs, etc. 大家好，陈兄回来了。祝新加坡人、马来西亚人、所有中国人、全国的华人新年快乐，万事如意，春风得意。今年是大年初四 ，right？ 今天我会谈 how to say familiar in Chinese？ familiar 的长处怎么用？怎么建你的那些buildings mystic spire。Sorry, back into English again. So the first thing is, what is the most efficient way to train your familiar? So you know, a lot of YouTubers out there, they give a lot of different suggestion and recommendation of building the buildings. Like some say you have to have 2 mystic spire. Some say you need to have like at least 2 gyms. The rest are springs, stuff like that. Alright. I'm just saying that none of them are wrong in any sense of that. But the thing is, none of them are actually 100% accurate in what they are trying to explain. Let me explain why. Because how to set up the efficient familiar setup is all dependent on what kind of player you are. So the efficiency of one player is very subjective. So it depends on which category you fall under. So you could be either pay a free-to-play player, someone like Brandon free-to-play, or you can be someone like this pay-to-win player. So pay-to-win player will be someone like Brand Chong. This is a pay-to-win player. Means paying to get gems to them is not really an issue, because they can get gems very easily. They can get like few million gems in mere few hours. So it's not really an issue for them. To them, it's about just spending money and get things done in the fastest way. And the last category of people are the average spender pay-to-play players. People like me. And most of us fall under this category. So as long as you pay like $5 packs occasionally for your hero packs, supply packs, and sometimes gem packs once in a while, once in a blue moon, you fall under the category of pay-to-play. Average spender pay-to-play player. So this is the third category. And this category, I will go in depth and talk more about this part, because since most of us will be under this category. So I will talk more. Firstly, I will talk about free-to-play. Next, I'll talk about pay-to-play. And finally, this stream, I will talk about the pay-to-play. What things to pay attention to and how you're going to do about building your building setup. So let us go through the basic first. Alright? Okay, the basic about familiar buildings. Sorry, familiar buildings. So Mystic Spire. Each Mystic Spire, it gives you 9 packs. You can train up to 9 packs. Alright? Let's go down the basics. 9 packs. Alright? Springs. At level 25, each spring will give you 20% pack speed and 3% skill speed. Pack merging speed. 3%. Skill Stone, merging speed. And last but not least, Gym. Each gym will give you 20% training speed. 20%. Alright. And also I will talk about more about this the fact about this gem efficiency for building for jamming your packs, because going into details about actually the gems needed to jam to jam up your packs is like a concave curve. So as you push further in terms of the time requirement, the gems required is lower in the sense of gems per minute taken is lower. So there's an ideal line, you have to fine tune it such that you reach the point that is quite efficient. Alright, so this I will go into details later. Okay, let's move on to the second part of this whole stream. So these 3 different groups of people, all of them have this common objective, is to get the most good familiars in the shortest amount of time, so that they can utilize the support skill earlier. So what are the few good important support familiars? Let me go through them. Basically, for level 2s, there are 3 familiars that regardless of what kind of player you are, you will want to get them. Territe, Aquarius, and Bonehead. Territe gives you merging speed of 20%, and it grants you random fragments every few days. Okay? Aquarius is one that gives you stamina every 12 hours. It's equivalent to like giving you a free brave heart every day. So Bonehead is the one that gives you up to 10 Colosseum entry one day if you max it out. So some people don't know the importance of Colosseum entry. The thing is, Colosseum entry is very important for all players. If you are one that want to get gems and try to maintain at the high ranking for your kingdom, let me briefly go through why Colosseum is so important. Because if you look at the breakdown of Colosseum ranking, if you're ranked number 1, you'll get 500 gems every 3 hours. Put this into monthly perspective, you'll earn 120k gems. 120k gems every month. So if you were to be in the rank 11 to 15 average, you will be getting 62,000 gems every month. And having additional 10 Colosseum entry, this will actually allows you to maintain at the higher rankings. With obviously you need some decent heroes to go about with this, to be able to achieve this. So Colosseum entry is very important. Alright, so next is the level 3. We have Pyrrhus, we have the Tempest, Magnus, Jamming Grim, the Gem, the Trickster, Mo Shaman, Nocerus, and Goblin. Those that I highlight in this beige color are ones that I deem them important to get them early, because they will give you support skills that will help you in a very long run. Tempester will give you 20k up to 20k T1s every 3 days. Magnus will give you fill up your help research help bar every 8 hours. Jamming Gremlin will give you 1 to 2k gems every 2 days. Trickster is the one that I deemed is the most important familiar. It will give you up to 3 random Holy Star item every 2 days, and it also give you a passive range attack of 10%. That is very important. So depending on whether you are a rally leader, Some you actually get Mole Shaman or Nocerus, which give infantry attack and cavalry attack. Goblin is the next important one. So those I highlight in this color are those that I deem them important, hence you have to get them early. Alright, for level 4, let's backtrack a bit. Those that I highlight in green are familiar that requires skill stones. To me, those that are green, I don't see them as important as the rest of the familiar, because to use skill stone is not very practical unless you are a pay to win player, because using a skill stone will require a lot of chaos core. Let's see what I mean by chaos core. This is ancient core, but some skills, most of the skills out there, they require ancient core as well as chaos core. So example, chaos core is this is the one. See, you will require ancient core that costs 1000 gems, and chaos core it costs 7500 gems each. So if you understand, some of them just to use once will require like up to 10 chaos core. That will cost a lot of gems. So it's not practical to have them, because hardly you will use them at all unless you are in the spending frenzy, just want to waste all your gems. Alright, let's go to level 4. Level 4, the important one is Hoarders, because it gives you merging speed of skill stone, as well as 3 random jewels every day or every 2 days. Alright, and for level 5, the most important one to me and to most of the players is Helldrider, because Helldrider will give you up to 15k T4, 15k every 3 days. Okay, let me go through. Let's say you want to perfect out all to Elder stage. How much gems do you need? Alright, let me just go through this, put this into perspective and put this into numbers so that you have an idea of how expensive it is to actually gem out all the packs to achieve Elder stage for all of them. Alright, to get to Elder stage, you need 90 runes for Terite and Aquarius and Bonehead. So personally, I have gemmed out some of them, and I am able to achieve some statistic of what's the probability of getting 10 runes and 80 runes for up to the Elder stage. So my result shows that you take estimated 200 packs just to get him to adult stage, I'm sorry, and you take 1000 up to 1800 packs just to max out one of them to Elder. So let's say you want to max out 3 of them, it will take 5400 packs. So why do I say 14 packs per gem? This is assuming I have 1 Mystic Spire and 1 Magnus Familiar, which grants you 5 additional 5 packs. Let me show you. This is the one. When you reach level 5, you grant you 5 merging pack. Additional 5 merging pack. Sorry, spelling mistake. So this is the most efficient way in terms of how you want to gem your pack, having maximum kind of springs and 1 spire so that you have maximum merging speed. So the average cost per gem is around like 1000 for a 6 to 7 hours merging time. So if you put that into numbers, the total cost is around 385,000 just to max out level 2, those important level 2 familiars. So for level 3 familiars, it will take average 2.4 million. For level 4 familiars, it will take around 3.9 million. And for level 5 familiar, it will take average 8.3 million gems. Just to max out the important ones. Alright? So in total, if you want to max out all the familiars that you deem as important, those important ones, you'll take 15 million. 15 million gems just to gem them out. Alright? That's a lot of gems. And the gems, the cost of gem, I'm assuming based on an average. I'm using my gear as basis of the average time taken, because my gear is neither too godlike nor too bad. It's just an average spender, which I only spend $5 pack for the familiar gears. So that's how I get my numbers. So it will vary slightly depending on what kind of gears you have and what kind of setup, but more or less is plus minus about the same, around this ballpark range of 50 million just to max out all the familiars. Alright, so this is the cost of familiar. So let's go back to for free to play player. So for free to play player, I would suggest because free to play player means you hardly jam any packs, and most of the time you'll be waiting for the packs to waiting for the packs to be done. So you are always in the waiting zone just to have more packs. So for this kind of players, I would suggest having the minimum spire, minimum's gym, and the rest will be springs. Alright? Because effectively you need more merging speed. That's the reason why you need to have all springs. But some will actually argue to have 1 to 2 or 2. If I understand, some actually say 2 Mystic Spire is better, is because when you go to sleep, you won't be waking up every like 4 hours, 6 hours just to train again. So there's always a lag time, there's always a inefficient time whereby you're not training any familiars, not training any packs. That's the reason why you need to have one more Mystic Spire. Alright, but this is mainly for pack 1. Pack 1 A and 1B. Alright, other than that, you should only have 1 Mystic Spire. This is the free to play player. Next is about the pay to win player. Pay to win players are players like Branchong, players like Uti, Sneaky Tashi, those players that have immense amount of gems to spend, and to them efficiency is not part of the solution, it's not part of the condition for them to contemplate. Alright, so for these players, you need to have the minimum spring, Mythic Spire, minimum 1 Mystic Spire, and the rest are gems. Because you don't really care about efficiency, you don't need additional crazy. You already maxed out all you already spent 50 million gems easily. These 50 million gems, you have already maxed out all of them to Elder stage. So what is holding you back is actually the familiar level and the skill stone level. So to all these players, their concern is about getting more gyms. More gyms, because each gym will give you additional 20% training speed. This is the reason why this combination is the best for those pay-to-win player. Okay, last I will talk about pay-to-play player. Most of us will fall under the category of pay-to-play player, which means we spend like $5, average spender, $5 occasionally just to get the gem packs or $5 hero packs. Now and then, once in a blue moon, you spend money on the game. So for these players, which is most of us, let me show you what is the best building composition. The best building composition is 2 gyms. 2 gyms. 1 Mystic Spire. And the rest springs. Alright. Let me explain why. 1 Mystic Spire. Let me write down in document down first. 2 gyms. The rest all spring. Alright. The reason why you need to have at least 2 gyms is because of the idea of multiplicative experience gain. What I mean by multiplicative experience gain. Multiplicative, not addictive. Which means is, look at this. Assuming you have 41 heroes. 41 heroes is the max heroes you have. The best way to train your familiars is 20 heroes to 1 familiar. 21 heroes to another familiar. Why? Because if you notice the experience gain, look at this. If you split all to 1 familiar, it's only 1, 2, 4. But let's say you split 1 hero to 1 familiar, another hero in another familiar, you split 40 heroes to train it. The experience gain per hour is 132. It's 132. Let me show you. Let's stop this because this really affect much. So for the benefit of the stream, I will show you now. Can you see? 84 experience per hour. We are talking about per hour experience. That is the one that is efficient. If you let it off all the way, just 1. If you give you 10 experience per hour, 2, 3, 8, it will just increase. But the thing is, it doesn't increase in the linear curve. It increases in the slightly exponential curve. So you'll get higher once you hit certain break point. So for this case, if let's say the best break point is actually at 21. Alright? So if you go down and see what is the most efficient split in terms of how much heroes to split between 2 familiars, it is actually at the 20 and 21 range. It will give you 166 experience gain per hour. 166 experience gain per hour. Okay, let's put this into perspective. If let's say you cock up, you screw up and you didn't know about this efficiency. You train 40 heroes for 1 familiar and 1 hero for another familiar. What is the difference like? For this case, you'll get 132 experience gain per hour. And for the case of you being efficient, you'll get 166 experience gain per hour. That is 34. 34 experience gain additional per hour. So what is the improvement? It's a 26% improvement. 26% is a lot. And this is actually multiplicative. What I mean by this is, it's different. It's very different from what you perceive from the gyms over here that says 20%. Because 20% is not really increasing the speed by 20%. It's additive, which means it won't increase that much significantly as compared to a multiplicative factor. I don't know whether you get me, but I just try to explain as detailed as possible. Like this. See this? Familiar training level experience boost is 197%. But if you notice, adding additional 20%, it does not really mean that your training time will decrease by 20%. It's not. Because it's always based on a formula of addition. It's much lesser than what you deem it to be. But having 2 gyms will actually increase the speed by 26% significantly. That's the reason why having 2 gyms is so much more efficient. Because of the multiplicative factor that we have to consider. Alright, I have to go through this. I have to go through this as well. So that's the reason why for typical pay-to-play players like us, we need to have a balance of 2 gyms, 1 Mystic Spire, and rest springs. Alright, I think I've gone through most of the part, but let me further explain about what it means by jamming efficiency for merging. You know, when you jam troops, the cost to jam one minute of troops, just we'll talk about troops first, is what 5 gems to jam 1 minute. It will cost 70 gems to jam 15 minutes. This is what I meant. See, 5 gems for 1 minute, 70 gems for 15 minutes. And what about familiar? 10 gems for 1 minute, 140 gems for 15 minutes. So what does this tell us? It tells us that the cost of jamming will go lower when you reach certain breakpoint of the duration of the whole jamming. So it's like a curve like this. So the idea is to have reasonable time duration of your training troop duration as well as your jamming troop duration. Not too high at the expense of your springs or your manners, or not too low, giving you terrible jamming efficiency. So you must have must kind of have a balance between both of them. That's the reason why many people say that when you jam T1s, you should always have at least 4 barracks. And when you jam T2s, you need to have at least 3 barracks. That's the reason behind that. Because you don't want to be in the range of being inefficient. Because if you jam T1s using 1 barrack, you probably take around I think jamming T1s is near 3 hours if you have only 1 barrack for 6,000 troops. It will cost you 1.7 gem per minute. But whereas, let's say you push it up to near the 1 day mark, it will only cost you 1 gem per minute. That is a 70% cost saving in the long run. That is very significant. Alright, so similarly for jamming, let's say you would love to jam packs, you should always be in the range of 15 hours to 1 day. Same for jamming troops, you should always be in the range of 15 hours to 1 day to have the maximum efficiency. Alright, so that's the reason why. So I guess this stream is getting too lengthy and dry technical, so I guess I will stop the stream for now. So if you have any questions regarding Familiar, feel free to post your comments and ask me. Alright, with that I will end my stream. Alright, 谢谢你们，祝全国的华人新年快乐，万事如意。Alright, happy Chinese New Year, guys. Thank you.